Everybody, today we're actually going to learn how to make something using meat. You haven't had much of that in your recipe boxes, so this one is called Korean beef. You can use beef, you can use pork, you can use chicken. I'm actually going to make it using lentils again because we're making it for Tasha, but you can do a combination of beef and lentils if you want. Remember, we talked about how that's a really good way to add an extra protein to stretch your ground beef if you're looking to be really economical. Lentils are awesome. If you don't like them, don't use them. That's okay too. So what we need for the Korean beef is the, in this case, the lentils. So we've got those right here. So I have already drained them and rinsed them. Remember, we talked about how things that come out of a can have a lot of sodium in them. So when you're using beans and things like that, you should always rinse them off. So we've got the brown sugar, we've got garlic, green onions, sesame oil, fresh ginger, chilies, soy sauce, and maybe salt and pepper, we'll see. Soy sauce is really, really salty, and you can taste as you go. That's something you should be doing anyways, tasting as you're going. And if you like it, you know, the way it is, then that's great. If it's not salty enough for you, then you can always add more salt. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna head over to the stove, because this one's all done on the stove, is we're gonna heat the skillet up. Now, the recipe says to brown the ground beef. We're not using that. We're using the lentils. So this is actually going to go really, really fast because the lentils are already cooked. So we're going to put the lentils right into the frying pan. And then, I should have brought everything over here. Sorry, not as prepared as I wanted to be. Get all my ingredients over here. And what did I do with my, there it is. My grater. So we've got the lentils are in there. We're going to put the garlic in the frying pan, a little bit of that. This is all, remember we talked about having it chopped ahead of time and keeping it in oil in the fridge. I like lots of garlic. You can adjust that more or less depending on your taste. So the garlic goes in. Then we grate in some fresh garlic. Now if you've got powdered garlic, that works too, fresh garlic. I like to buy the fresh garlic and throw it in the freezer. I only peel it when I'm using it fresh. Normally I just buy a big chunk of it, throw it in the freezer, and then grate it skin and all. That works really well. So we're going to grate the garlic right into the pan. Or ginger, I should say. This is ginger, not garlic. Garlic's already in there. Again, depends on how much you like. If you don't like too much ginger, don't use too much ginger. So, stir that all around. Give the garlic and the ginger a chance to cook. This is another one of those fast and easy recipes that you can do. Okay, so then that's all ready. I gotta grab the recipe. You know, I've made this so many times, but I want to make sure I'm doing it the way the recipe says to do it so that you know what you're doing. Okay, now we're gonna add the brown sugar. Calls for 1/4 to 1/2 cup, depending on how sweet you want it. We like it pretty sweet around here, so we're going to throw in at least 1/2 cup. Keep in mind that I'm just doing a small portion here, so it looks like there's not that much, because I'm just doing a single portion here for Tishy. So the brown sugar goes in. Okay, and then we add the soy sauce, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, or in this case 2 tablespoons, because we're basically making half the recipe. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and sesame oil. This, you're going to get a whole bottle of this. You can use it for so many different things. Adds a crazy amount of flavor. You don't use very much. It's very intensely flavored. I think I'll teach you how to make chow mein maybe in a couple of weeks. Another really good recipe that I grew up with. So there's your, everything's in there. And then the last thing you want is a little bit, now you can add this or not add this, depending on how hot you want it, is some crushed red pepper. So there's a little bit of red pepper in there. You don't want too much if you don't like it hot. Okay. And that, my friends, is all you have to do. So, but we're going to serve it. I see you finished it on time this time. You can actually see what we're doing now. I'm going to turn the stove off. We're going to grab a bowl. And we're going to serve it up with some rice. Nice bowl of rice here. Okay, this is that. Then we put the lentils on top. Like that. Oh, Tasha's gonna be enjoying this. And I'm gonna go back over to the cutting board because the other thing you need, look out, Rem. That's what it looks like, but the other magic ingredient, if you will, is green onions. It really, really, really makes a difference to how it tastes. So we're gonna chop up our green onions. Just like that. And sprinkle them on the top. There you go, friends. Look at that. Korean lentils in this case, but you can do Korean beef, you can do Korean pork. Grab yourself a spoon and fill your tummies. Love you all. See you soon. Bye.